Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. Family, we are still on the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. Let me start by apologizing for not uploading videos for the past few days because, hey, the flu came back in full force. I couldn't do a thing. I couldn't, even focus, concentrating on the case. So with this one, I'm trying to catch up. This it's a hearing for the 28th of August 2024. This is when Attorney Ramosepele was taking Lieutenant Mangena through the cross-examination. So family, in this cross-examination, we see Lieutenant Mangena refusing to be associated with a statement that was given by A.B. Sifularo Montwedi when he said the ballistic evidence that was at the crime scene at the Kumalo's house was taken by Lieutenant Mangena. Mangena is refusing, saying he did not live with any ballistic evidence because as per his assignment, he's not supposed to do that. His job description doesn't allow him to take evidence from the crime scene, especially if there were seniors from the relevant offices, seniors from the offices of people who are in charge of that area. So there was no way he could take those ballistic evidence from the scene. But this person who has written this statement as evidence, he says Lieutenant Mangena took this ballistic evidence in his presence. Family, let's watch and listen as Attorney Ramosepele is taking him through this cross-examination.
Especially, let me be frank and brutal, the forensic, the ballistic evidence that they collected on the scene. Did they show?
I saw it on the scene.
Okay.
Yebo ke emuva kokuthi ke umsiya ke kanye naye umhlahlo ke besebenzile ke lapho yebo ubufakazi ke lobo babulapho ngabona khona lapho kundawo yesigameko.
And then upon their finishing, and when I say they are Mutlahlo, Musia and others who were processing the scene, then you take over, you do your scene reconstruction, your trajectory reconstruction.
What I did there, only took measurements of, took photos of the position of that bullet mark and the bullet damage on the door, and I took the measurement. There was not much to do on the scene.
Kwakungekho okuningi ke engakwenza ke lapho kwakuwukuthi nje thatha isithombe ke salokulimala kwakusesabheni naloko kwakuphansi ke nokuthi ngikaleke futhi akukho okuningi engakwafanele ngikwenze.
Did you personally find or observe any bullet or fired projectile, casing, whatever related to ballistics on the 27th of October at the scene? Did you find and remove?
My Lord, the bullet fragment that was there and the bullet that was there were already collected by Warrant Officer Mtlhatlo and Musia. They were already in the sealed bag. And those are the only exhibits which were at the scene. When you searched the scene, you couldn't find anything else.
Inhlamvu ke kanye nenye ke inhlamvu lena kwakuyona ke ngathi ke elimeleke babe sebeyitholile ke futhi ifakiwe ke kwisikhwama sezobufakazi ke akukho kunye ke okwatholwa ke noma obheka ke khona lapho.
Yeah, but the question that I'm asking is that you personally did not remove any ballistic evidence on the 27th that you took away from the scene?
No, no.
Mina ke abukho ke ubufakazi ophathelene nazo ke ibhamu noma ke inhlamvu engabuthatha ke mina khona lapha kwindawo yesigameko.
And then on the 28th of October 2014, you, together with Warrant Officer Mtlhatlo, attend the post-mortem at the Jimiston Pathology Center. Is that correct?
That's correct, my Lord.
Kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi nge-28 October 2014 mina ke kanye naye ke owaye-warrant officer umhlahlo sase siya ke emakhazeni eJimiston.
And the examinations that you conducted there or your participation there is captured in paragraph 9 to 11 of your exhibit X13 capital A or X13A, which is the first affidavit of 22 pages. But we are not going to go there because it's not pertinent for my cross-examination. I'm just putting to you that you conducted certain duties at the post-mortem as well.
That's correct, my lord.
Yes.
Yebo kuyiqiniso khona ukuthize ke ngakwenza-ke lapha ngaleliya langa lange-28 October 2014 khona emakhazeni eJamestown.
Now, just before I move on again, let's return back to the issue of Captain Bentley. Your testimony is that you were told that two shots were fired inside the kitchen. Were you also told about a third bullet that was shot by Captain Bentley?
A third bullet fired
Yes.
by... No, I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Akukho ke engikwaziyo ke mayelana nalokho ngibuza ukuthi ke khona ke la isibhamu saqhuma khona ke ihlandla lesithathu.
My Lord, I've got the statement of Captain Alan Mark Bentley, commissioned on the 3rd of December 2014. The commissioner is, they've helped me out, B.G. Jones. It's A82 of Foslora 63610-2014. And then the CSI CR number is 143/2014. I'd like just to read this statement on record. You don't have. Lieutenant Colonel, do you have the statement of Captain Bentley?
No, I don't have that statement.
Okay, I'll ask Sergeant Mohola to assist us. We'll revert to this point once we find that statement, because I don't have a copy thereof here. I've only got my copy. Do you have it? Can I read it? My Lord, would it be proper for me? Let me get the court's direction. If I read the statement on record, then when we find, we'll refer the captain to
Yeah,
it. Okay.
I mean, you're going to hand it up anyway.
Yes.
So you can read whatever you want to put to this
Okay.
witness, if you say.
Okay, thank you, my Lord. I'm indebted. The statement reads as follows. Alan Mark Bentley states under oath in English, I'm a captain in the South African Police Service stationed at the Gauteng CR and CSI team, Johannesburg Central, with telephone number that I'm not going to read on record. On 2014-10/27 at 8, I was requested to attend to a murder scene at 13511 Kutalong Street, Vosloorus. I was informed that the deceased was a well-known soccer player, Senzo Meyiwa. On the above-mentioned date, at approximately 9:10, which is in the morning, the CSI team arrived at the scene and were received by the duty officer of Springs LCRC, Captain Masombuka. During a short briefing between Captain Masombuka, Constable Musia, and the Gauteng CSI team, it was confirmed that the shooting incident happened on the previous night, the 26th of October 2014 at 2000 hours. It was also established that Lieutenant Matebula and Constable Musia of Springs LCRC had started processing the scene and had collected certain exhibits. The allegations, as indicated by Captain Masombuka during the briefing, was that unknown men entered the premises and demanded money and cell phones. There was an altercation between the robbers and the deceased in the kitchen of the premises, and 3 shots were allegedly fired. It is alleged that 2 shots were fired inside the kitchen, and the other one as the suspects were fleeing. The deceased stumbled to the lounge area and fell. He was then rushed to hospital where he died. A decision was taken during the briefing to investigate the scene as if no investigation was done. During the first walkthrough of the scene, Captain Masombuka indicated the place on the kitchen floor where a bullet point was discovered and collected by Constable Musia. He further also indicated to me a bullet hole on the inside of the kitchen door. During the walkthrough, another bullet point was discovered on the countertop in the kitchen behind the containers in close proximity to the bullet hole in the door. I contacted Captain Mangena telephonically and informed him that we needed his assistance on the crime scene. Warrant Officer Titim Tlatlo from the Gauteng CSI was identified as the member responsible for processing of the scene. The CSI team then proceeded to process the scene, assisting Warrant Officer Motlatlo with the identification, collection, and documentation of potential evidence. On arrival of the ballistic team, Captain Mangena was briefed by myself. His team then proceeded to examine the scene. He also indicated to me that he would be attending the post-mortem of the deceased. I undertook to indicate place, date, and time to him. A decision was also made that Warrant Officer Mutlatlofort of the Gauteng CSI and Constable Musia of Springs LCRC would attend the post-mortem of the deceased on the 28th of October 2014 for the purpose of documentation, which included photography and collection of additional evidence. It is shown and attested to, like I said, on the 3rd of December 2014, and the Commissioner of Oaths is B.G. Jones. Now, what I was putting to you, and you've also correctly said that your observation is that, and the physical evidence points you to 2 bullets inside the kitchen, and then you didn't see anything that indicates that there was a 3rd bullet fired in the vicinity of the kitchen, correct?
That's correct.
Kuyiqiniso ngishilo ke ukuthi mina ke kubufakazi babukhona ke ngabona lapho ukuthi ke kwadutshulwa ke amahlandla amabili akukho ke okwakuyinkomba kusho ukuthi ke sasikhona ke lalikhona ihlandla lesithathu.
Now, according to the statement that I've just read of Captain Bentley, a 3rd shot was allegedly fired, so we are not sure whether, according to this statement, whether it was inside the house or outside the house, because it says 1 shot was fired as the suspects were fleeing, right?
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ngokwestatement lesi siyasho ke noma uyasho ke uBentley ukuthi ke siphindile saphuma futhi ke isibhamu ngenkathi ke laba abangena ke endlini sebebaleka ke asinasiqiniseko noma lokho kwenzeke endlini noma ke ngaphandle.
And these statements seem to agree with the evidence that was led by Ms. Zandile Khumalo in this court, who said when they were in the kitchen, as the altercation is going on, or the struggle is going on between the intruders and the people that were in the house, a 1st shot went off, hit the tile floor, and then one of the shrapnel or a piece of fragment hit her ankle. And she then ran to the bathroom where she went to hide herself. Whilst in the bathroom, she heard a 2nd shot, which was louder as like the first one, and then later on, or immediately, I don't know the sequence, she then heard a 3rd shot, which was a bit duller in sound. So she heard 3 shots, and Bentley also talks about 3 shots, but we don't know where the 3rd shot was fired.
That's correct, my lord. That's what this statement is saying.
Okay, thank you.
Lana ke manje lokhu esikufundile ke noma engikufundile ke lana kuyahambisana ke nalokhu okushiwo uyena ke noma okwashiwo uyena uZandile Khumalo nkathi ethuka ubufakazi ke bakhe la enkantolo ukuthi ke saqhuma ke okoqala isibhamu ila esashaya phansi ke waseyashaya ke naye waseyabaleka ke eyakhona ke ebathroom saphinda ke futhi saqhuma ke okuihlandla lesibili la ethi khona ke saqhuma ke ngaphezulu kwalela loqala ke washo ke futhi ukuthi siqhumile futhi ke okwesithathu ke manje esithi ke sesingasabanga umsindo nangala njengala amahlandla amabili ke uthi yebo yiloko kushiwo isona ke lesi statement.
And my lord, this statement is clear on this paragraph, where it says it is alleged that 2 shots were fired inside the kitchen and the other one as the suspects were fleeing. So inside the house, it's clear, it says 2 shots were fired inside the house.
Futhi ke kucacile ke lana ngokwendlela ke ekubhalwe ngayo kulesi statement ukuthi ke bayasho ke ukuthi ke isibhamu saqhuma amahlandla amabili ngaphakathi ekitchen esodwa ke ngalenkathi sebebaleka.
Yes. Now, earlier on, I asked you if you personally had removed any piece of exhibit or projectile, cartridge casing, anything ballistically related, and you were adamant that you did not, correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Ngikubuzile ke ngaphambileni ukuthi wena ke kukhona yini owakususa noma owakuthatha ke okufakazi waphendula ke wathi cha yebo kuyiqiniso lokho.
My lord, with leave of the court, I'd like to refer Lieutenant Mangena to another statement, which is A6 of Fosla Raskas 636 of 10/2014, which is the statement of AB Sifularo Montwedi. It was commissioned on the 24th of November 07 at 12, and the commissioning officer is Sibonelo Mkize, the Fosloras officer, detective sergeant. With leave of the court again, my lord, let me do the exercise so that we don't waste the court's time by reading the contents of the statement. It reads at paragraph 1, I, ABC Fularo Montwedi state, I under oath in English. Paragraph 2, I am a warrant officer, service number that I'm not going to read, on record, stationed at Provincial Investigation Unit, cell number I'm not going to place on record. Paragraph 3, on the 24th of 10/27 at 9, I visited the scene of crime, home number 13511, Fosloras. My lord, the handwriting is a doctor's handwriting, so I'm going to struggle. 4, the incident of the shooting happened on the 24/10/26, but I visited the scene on the 24/10/27 at 9. When I arrived at the scene, was ballistic expert Captain Mangena of and a photographer, warrant officer Mkhatlo, who took some photos. Captain Mangena took exhibit of spent cartridge that was found on the door frame. No one tampered with the scene whilst I was on the scene. Photos and exhibits were taken in my presence.
Sorry. He says he took an exhibit.
Yeah, he says, let me read.
What is an exhibit?
He says, sorry, my lord.
At the door frame.
He says, let me read again, my lord. He says, Captain Mangena took exhibit of a spent cartridge that was on the door frame.
Yeah, okay.
And then he says, paragraph is the attestation. I know the contents, and like I said, it's properly commissioned as well. Do you know who this person is?
I don't know that.
Ingabe uyamazi yini lo muntu lona engifunda istatement sakhe sifularo ucha ke angimazi lo muntu loyo ufunda ke lapha indawo nama kule statement ke uyasho ukuthi ke ucaptain kwakuso captain ke Mangena ngaleso sikhathi wathatha ke igobolondo elisebenzile noma ke eselisetshenzisiwe khona lapho indawo yesigameko.
Yes, but you see, according to this evidence, it's not evidence. According to this statement, he says, you took a spent cartridge that was, Mangena took an exhibit of spent cartridge that was found on the door frame.
On which date, my lord?
The 27th of October. He says, I visited the scene on the 27th of November at 9 a.m.
November.
Sorry, the 27th of October, the following day, after the day when you were also.
When I was there, the scene.
Yes.
My lord, as I have mentioned, we don't collect exhibits from the crime scene.
But you took it from the door frame.
I don't know any exhibit like that.
Bese ngishilo ke kubufakazi bami ke ukuthi
In other words, as I understand it, sorry, as I understand it, that bullet didn't pierce. When I looked at the photos, it appears as if when you were giving evidence and the reconstruction, that it went askance, pierced the door frame,
That's correct.
ricocheted because the energy was diminished and it was tumbling.
And actually it hit the door, not the door frame.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah,
but
but-
apparently it was there, like a peach on a tree.
Yes.
Just
Yes. That's according to this
Yeah.
statement. So, you said you don't agree with this.
I don't agree with it
And-
because,
and-
my lord, I've mentioned it. When I go to a crime scene, LCRC is there, crime scene management there. It's their mandate to collect all the exhibits from the crime scene.
Okay.
I don't collect exhibits. Why will I collect that one and leave the other exhibits if I collected those exhibits?
Uma kuwukuthi ke lawo mazibiti lawo ngawathatha ke kungani ke ngizothatha nje lelo lodwa amanye ngiwashiye ke ngishilo ke kubufakazi bami ukuthi ke uma LCRC bekhona ke lapho yibona ke abantu ekuyibona abathatha amazibiti noma ubufakazi bahambe nabo mina ke akusikona kwami ukuthi ngihambe nobufakazi.
Yeah, but what Montwedi says, he'll answer for himself that question. I'm not going to answer that. But he says this exhibit was taken in his presence and he's a warrant officer at the provincial investigation unit. Why would he make that allegation?
I don't know, and it's for the first time I hear that, my lord.
Angikwazi ke ukuthi kungani izokusho lokho futhi ngiyaqala ke ukuzwa.
Family, Attorney Ramosepele did very well in this cross-examination. For me, he did very well. He started by, getting more information, letting Lieutenant relax by saying everything that happened on that particular day. And at the end, he introduced the evidence that were contradicting to what Lieutenant Mangena already said. So I saw him using a good strategy, according to me. But anyway, in the comment section, let's talk. What do you say about this? For me, he did very well. I don't want to lie. I enjoyed listening to him. And family, another thing is that of Judge Rata. Judge Rata sometimes is very, very, very quick to judge. When Attorney Ramosepele indicates from the evidence that this person, Sifularo Montwedi, says Lieutenant Mangena took the evidence from the door frame. Judge Rata already, he says door frame. Already he's correcting that. You can hear already that on which side is he. So I feel like he's very, very quick to judge. He was supposed to keep quiet because his time to judge is coming. Even if he feels that this person is making a mistake, he wasn't supposed to say anything. If it wasn't on a frame, it was on the door, it was wherever it was, then at the end, when he is giving his ruling, I feel that was the time he was supposed to do it. Not when this is still in process, because when he does this, if I was Attorney Ramosepele, I would just sit down and say, okay, it's done. Because already you can see where this is taking us. You can see how is Judge Rata going to rule this evidence. You can see. So, but anyway, let me not say much about it. We shall wait and see when that time comes. Family, thank you very much for watching this video to the end. Please do not forget to like it, subscribe for my channel if you haven't done so yet. I love you, family. Thank you. Bye.